So as a commercial real estate investor, HAR is absolutely critical for me, saving time, locating properties, and narrowing down viable properties immediately, and figure out exactly which one's the best to invest in before somebody else gets to it.
So I work in commercial real estate. One quiet Friday evening, I get a call. A man wants to see one of my retail centers after hours. No other tenants around. He's insistent, pushy even. Says it has to be tonight. He can't go any other time. Every instinct in me said, something's just not right. So before I agreed, I ran his name through forewarn. What came back stopped me cold. Armed robbery, assault, multiple felonies, guns, drugs, violence, over 25 counts. This man wanted me alone in a virtually empty building at night. I didn't go. Because forewarn gave me the truth. And maybe saved my life. In real estate, we meet strangers every day, but we don't have to meet them blind. Forewarn takes seconds, and it could be the difference between showing a property and not coming home. So know before you go.
Hey everyone, Jeremy Fain here, your 2025 HAR Engage Advisory Group Chair. I've got some exciting news. Tickets for 2025 HAR Engage Conference are officially on sale. This is the event to recharge your business, gain fresh insights, and connect with incredible professionals across our industry. Whether you're just starting your real estate journey or you're a seasoned pro, HAR Engage has something for everyone. Plus, with countless networking opportunities, you'll connect with tons of like-minded real estate professionals. Don't wait, grab your tickets now at har.com/engage and get ready to be inspired. I'll see you there.
Realtors, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is on November 20th.
At the Houston Community Collective from 9:30 to 3:30. It's the 2025 Housing Symposium, and it's going live.
The theme, mission, possible. The challenge, Houston's housing market. The objective, actionable strategies and real results.
You'll hear from expert speakers, dive into panel discussions, and get insights from the leaders shaping the future of housing.
Network with the top professionals, tackle critical issues, and leave ready to make an impact. Every move counts.
So mark your calendars. Gear up. The 2025 Housing Symposium, Mission Possible.
And remember, failure is not an option.
I think when I started using HAR.com, it just felt a lot more local. So having that local approach with more information about living in this area, that was important, information that I wasn't seeing elsewhere. I found my dream home. I love living here, and it's all because of HAR.com.
Hello and welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media and Sponsorships for HAR. Today we are talking all things video, tools, trends, and technology for realtors that every realtor honestly should know about. And joining us today is HAR's Director of Video Services, Claudia Hernandez. Welcome back to the program, Claudia.
Good morning, Christina. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I love getting check-ins from you a couple times a year just to see what's new, what's trending, what realtors need to be focusing on. And I know you have a lot to share with us today. So I know I'm excited to hear it.
Good. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
Well, before we get into all of it, though, for anyone who hasn't heard from you before, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and your role at HAR.
Well, my name is Claudia Hernandez, for those I haven't met. I'm the Director of Video Services for HAR. And basically what that means is I'm the producer of most of the videos that you see on our social media platforms, on YouTube. We produce agent videos for our members to promote their services, and I know we're going to get into that a little later. Mm-hmm. I do teach a couple times a year. It's to teach members how to create those videos that we're asking them to create to promote themselves. So anything video production, me or my team members do that. So that's what we do.
Excellent. So if you see a video from HAR, it's probably coming from you guys, right? Well, wonderful. I mean, you've been leading HAR TV for about 15 years now, right? And I know you've probably seen firsthand how video has evolved in that time. How would you describe the actual shift in how realtors use video today versus maybe 5, 10, 15 years ago?
Well, you know, when I started at HAR, I was an intern, and that was 15 years ago this past summer. So very different. I was in college at the time. So I remember like not even having a smartphone myself yet. I think maybe I had just gotten one, really. But it was still, even though it wasn't new, it was still so new, especially in the real estate industry. People were just getting the hang of like listing videos and going and, you know, putting photos on a slideshow and, you know, creating a video to put up on social media or wherever to promote their listings. So it was new then still, even though it's not new, like I said, but even now, there are still so many people that are afraid to get in front of the camera. So although it has evolved into being part of our everyday life, and not every day, every second life, right? I mean, it's all over social media. It is all you see, all you look at. So from going from like barely seeing it and people just being in awe of this technology video to it being just so second nature now, right? You don't even bat an eye when you see a video on social media nowadays, or anywhere at the gas station when you're pumping gas. I mean, videos everywhere. So it's just so normal and part of our daily lives now. And that's like just the biggest change. When it comes to real estate, one of the things we're seeing a lot more, a very perfect example is the events that we go to. And some of the realtors have, you know, videographers that they hire and come with them. And 15 years ago, that was not the case. For some people, yes, but not for your everyday realtor. So following you around in this everyday life and showing the consumer what you're doing and having an on-staff videographer is such a huge shift from, you know, it being just so new 15 years ago. So it's just so normal that it doesn't, it's part of our lives. There's no question about it. And if you're not using it, you're really missing out. You're missing out on getting the consumer to get to know you. So the big shift is just that there's no question that it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. So you might as well do it as afraid as you may be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to get to that elephant in the room, right? That fear here in just a second. But I have to share, a lot of good mornings coming in for you, but I have to share this comment. Lana says, you look 21, so 15 years at HAR. They hired you as a 6-year-old intern.
It's the makeup and the really good lighting. So we'll talk about lighting here in a minute, but it really helps to do so.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, let's get into that elephant in the room, right? Because that intimidation, that fear, that is what keeps a lot of people from, you know, getting into video marketing and really taking advantage of what it can do for you. So for those that do feel intimidated by video, what do you think is maybe the biggest misconception that they have that you'd like to clear up?
I think they're just afraid of what others are going to think of them, right? We're just so worried about what other people think and who's going to criticize me and what they're going to say. And the reality is no one is thinking about you. They're busy thinking about themselves, right? And I'm not watching this video or doing this interview with you looking at your hair. I'm looking at my hair. I want to know what I look like, right? So if you can get past that fear that someone is judging you or criticizing you, of course there's going to be people that have comments and thoughts, but you have to get past that point where you overcome that fear, because the benefit on the other side is so much better than the cons, right? The pros are better than the cons. You're going to create a community when you create this video content and put it out, and the consumer is going to get to know you so much better. Video is the way to do that. I cannot say it enough, because that's what you want, right? You want consumers that trust you, that call you, that know you before they even meet you. This is beyond, we're way past the point of really old headshots that that don't reflect who you look like anymore. Right now we have to do video and just be your authentic self. People are so afraid of being themselves, right? They want to look perfect, they want to look put together, and there's a time and place for those videos, right? The really put together studio, great production videos, but there's also a time and place for the casual ones. So it's okay to be scared, but just do it anyway, right? Yeah. Be afraid, but do it anyway. And that's the number one reason I get people not wanting to come into the studio to do videos. They're just so afraid. But I promise you, you do it once and get it over with, you'll start to get used to it and just be more comfortable in front of the camera.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Claudia, for sharing that. So what types of videos do you think are most effective for realtors right now? Because we know there's a lot of different types of videos. So what do you see as most effective?
So I think I see a lot of different ones, like you said. So there's everything between the really nicely produced ones in the studio and those listing videos that we see with the drone shot and the beautiful luxury home and all that stuff. And so, yes, like I said, there's a time and place for all of this variety of videos, but the most easiest, inexpensive, easy to edit and create is just on your phone and giving that consumer the information they want to hear. We are just so overwhelmed with information from the news, from the media, on our social media pages. The economy's crashing, home prices are going up forever. You're never going to be able to afford a home. So the types of videos that I'm seeing being created is people being more authentic and real about those topics, right? And helping the consumer understand, ignore all the noise. I'm here to help you. If you need help, call me. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're afraid of insurance prices, interest rates, whatever, here's the truth coming from an expert. So the videos you should be creating and we are seeing are just more authentic one-on-one conversations with your audience about what's really going on in the real estate industry. Whether that's sitting in your car on your phone or you create several in the studio, informing your sphere of influence about what's going on. So doing that, a lot of these aren't new, but a lot of the day in the lives and follow me along, again, it's all about authenticity, getting the consumer to know you, to see what you're doing. You're not just pushing papers, right? You're staging homes, you're driving from one side of town to the other. So those day in the life vlog type videos are entertaining, honestly, to watch. So remember, you watch those with other influencers. So why can't people watch that of you as a realtor, right? You sit there and watch somebody's day in the life or get ready with me as you're talking about interest rates. That's something you could create. You're going to anyway, so you might as well put on camera and put on your makeup and talk about what's happening in the industry. So you need to watch to see what's happening on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and try and relate that to how you can turn that into a real estate video, right? And yes, we see them every day. People are posting every day, creating every day. You don't need to do it every day if you're just getting started. Just start with one a week, one a week, something. Just create them and then start putting them out there, pull off the Band-Aid. So again, the trends are more than one a day sometimes, but that doesn't mean you have to follow every single trend. Just go with what makes you feel comfortable first, and then you can start seeing what's trending and follow along with that.
Very good. That education piece is so important, and I would encourage people to think outside the box. Don't just think about the hard sale. Think about the questions that lead up to that home purchase or that home sale, if they're going to be selling their home. I actually came across a video on TikTok just last week, and it was somebody talking about, well, now we're talking about student loan forgiveness, but at the time it was talking about how student loan debt affects your credit, which we know we need to, if we're going to get a home loan, we need to have that credit prepared. And I was halfway through the video before I realized it was a realtor that whose video I was watching. So it's really thinking outside the box and all of the things that go into it, right?
Right. So, and realtors talking about interior design or renovations or whatever, you're so involved with so much in really everyday life, the communities, events that are going on. You don't have to start with, hi, I'm Claudia Hernandez, you're a realtor from Sugar Land, right? You just start with giving them information and, the rest will follow.
Yeah, very good. Well, with that in mind, you mentioned Getting Ready With Me, and we're talking about these others, where they're obviously on camera. How important is it to actually be on camera versus a video that may be a voiceover or just property footage without the actual realtor in the video?
Right. So again, people are just so afraid of what they look like or what they're going to look like on camera. And unfortunately, videos with people on them perform better than videos without people on them, right? So if you put up a graphic and some music or something or your voiceover, it'll do okay, but a person is just going to perform so much better, right? You have to humanize it in a world where AI is just taking over so many things, and you're scrolling and you don't even know what's real anymore. I get a lot of animal videos in my feed, so I have no idea what is it. Is that bear really hanging out with that cat? Is that true, or is it AI, right? So you're seeing so much of this. Be the difference, be different, and show yourself, show your face, because we're going to see a whole lot more of that. So the more authentic and real and more you can put yourself on camera, the more you're going to stand out, right? Because a lot of people are going to start using this AI to create videos of themselves in there without actually being in there. But people are not everybody's going to like that. So you want to be on camera yourself. Yes, you can start with just photos and your voiceover, but it's just the way of the world. The videos you watch online have people in them, right? So you got to put your face on that camera as well. And that goes back to the getting over the fear and just pulling off the Band-Aid and doing it. So many ways you can do that. Start with, private DMs to clients instead of going live or going, on camera and creating those videos. Start with stories that go away in a day, right? It's just one day and it'll go away soon, and then or go live like we're doing right now. So you can. I've heard several people tell me, I don't have to edit it. I don't need to. I just do it. I put it up and it's over, right? I did it. It's over. I don't have to worry about the aftermath. It's just adding answering to the comments and things like that. So but once it's out there, it's out there. So those are just different ways that you can do it without going all out and creating a bunch of content. The editing is something that people always have struggle with as well. So we'll talk about ways that you can learn how to edit a lot easier as well later on.
Yes, and I did see there was already a question about learning how to edit, so we'll talk about that. I do want to mention, you said live, it's easy because there's no production, there's no cutting and editing after the fact, but it's also going back to what you were saying about authenticity. It is the most authentic that you can be. If, as somebody who live streams weekly, if I stumble over my words, if something were to fall in the background, that's all live and it's caught on camera, right? Yeah. So it's as authentic as it can be.
Yeah, exactly. So you're showing your true self. Yeah, we make mistakes, we stumble, we stutter. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And like I mentioned before, there's a time and place for different types of videos. And think of the businesses that you might follow. Let's use a restaurant as an example, right? Whatever. Papa John's. Papa John's has commercials for pizza that they have highly produced, and they paid good money to produce those videos, right? And those commercials that you see during the Super Bowl and at all times during football games. But they also have people online reviewing their pizza, regular people in their car trying their pizza, right? Without makeup, without highly produced. So you can have both. You don't have to just stick to one. And I want all my videos to be perfect. I can't create a really authentic one where I'm just waking up and I'm drinking coffee. Like, no, you can. There's a place for both, because we're both, right? We're really put together and we go out to events and we show homes and all that stuff, or we're just working, at the office and just inputting stuff in contracts, or working from home, or picking up your kids, or whatever, walking the dog. We're both. We are all of the things. So show all things. It's okay to have all of that content because it makes sense to have that.
I love that. Thank you so much, Claudia. Just a couple comments I wanted to mention before my next question for you. Tracy Henderson said, I want to thank you both for taking the lead to educating and empowering us with tech conference and consistent training and encouragement. It's made a big difference in my business and brokerage. Huge fan. So thank you there, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
Yeah. And another comment here from Lana. She said, this is inspiring. I did a video a while back and there was a lock on a pantry door because of food prices. And she said that, check me out. She has a sample Facebook video, so people can go check that out. And I think that's interesting. Like you're saying, you know, another type of video is that out in the field, look at this neat or weird or interesting thing that I saw. Right. So many different things that you could be doing.
Yeah, we want to know. We want to know. We want to know the cheese maid. Tell us about the lock on the door and the cabinet. Like, that is so interesting. So, and that's I hear that all the time. It's like this one video that I did about, you know, my bad day in real estate got the most views. Why? Because that was so real. That was, it wasn't all rainbows and, you know, blue skies. There's good and bad, and there's weird, and there's all the things in your industry. So show all the things you're allowed to show.
Yes, exactly. Heavy on the weird. I like those. So let's talk equipment, because I think this is another maybe misconception or barrier to entry for some. They think they need to go purchase a bunch of equipment. What basic equipment can you recommend for someone who's just starting out or maybe trying to revamp their video game without breaking the bank?
My gosh. Okay. I get this question all the time. And I want to make note that we were at the TR conference, you know, a couple months ago. I think it was August. Yes. So there was a booth for a 360 camera. And of course they were grabbing everybody and trying to get them to buy the camera. And me being a videographer, a couple people were coming up to me and asking me, do you have that camera? Have you used that before? I was like, no, I haven't used it before. And they're like, well, I have it. I bought it at another conference, but I haven't used it. I had at least 3 people tell me that they own the camera and they had never used it. Okay, I don't know how much the camera costs. I didn't price it or ask, but I tell realtors all the time, please do not go out and, you know, buy all the most expensive things. It's one of those, like, it's like the gym thing, right? You think if you pay for the gym membership, you'll go. But that's not necessarily true. So some people think if I buy all the equipment, if I get the editing software, I'll do it. I'll be more likely to do it. Please don't. Start small with the little things. And I think I did share an Amazon wish list with you, and I hope we can share that in the comments. And there's 3 things on there, because that's all you need. You already have a phone. So you need some type of light, whether it's a selfie ring light or you're doing your videos outside with natural light. Please, please, please light the videos, okay? If I took away the lights that I had on me now, I would look my age, Lana. And so you would be able to tell that I'm not 21. But it just looks so much better, so much clearer, and it's a better viewing experience for the audience. Audio, please, 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 please. It's so simple to add a Bluetooth mic to the bottom of your phone. In that wish list, there is a jack, a mic that has 2 jacks. The old, you know,
Lightning.
There you go. That's the word. And then USB-C one. So you can switch it. It's got a little lapel mic that you can put on your shirt, on your dress, whatever. And that way the audio is just so much better, especially if you're doing anything outside. Wind, noise with the cars, anything, it just picks up your audio so much better, so much clearer. If you're going to be at something like a conference where there's a lot of people behind you and you want to do a quick recap or let your audience know, hey, I'm here, I'm learning about things, that will drown out the rest of the noise behind you. And then just a simple tripod. The one that I included in that list is, you could put it as a tabletop, or it could be a tall standing one. And it's got like a little remote, a little Bluetooth remote that you could do to stop the recording and start the recording. So I think in all, you're gonna spend maybe like $60 or $70 on those 3 items, but that's it. Please just start with that. And then, you know, you can go from there. Once you get better and you want like a stabilizer and like a better lighting or better microphones. But I promise you, with that, you can create really good content with just those 3 pieces of equipment. If you want more high-end things, instead of spending the money, we'll talk about how you can come into the studio and use our high-end equipment.
Yeah, great. Shannon Higgins said, good tip on the mic. Yeah, we love the audio. We want that to be clear. Now, the HAR Engage conference is this week. It's this Thursday, and you are doing a session at the conference. Can you tell us about your session? What can we expect to learn?
Yeah, so obviously we're going to talk about video. It is right before Halloween, so we're going to make it a little spooky Halloween themed. And of course, you know, it really goes with video because you're so afraid to do video. And it's one of the things that's spooks everybody. But yes, please, go get your tickets and come watch. I know you're speaking as well in the morning. I'm speaking in the afternoon to try and wake everybody up. And think about like the types of conferences that you don't get to go to because they're out of town, right? Because it's far away, but I really want to go. I mean, we hear so many times, can we do more in-person classes? Can we do more in-person events? We really want to get to know y'all, get to see y'all, get to know the staff. This is it. You're getting so many in-person sessions at this conference. So I'm going to go over some of the stuff we talked about here, trends. I will do a little portion about AI tools that will help you edit your videos faster. I don't want to do a ton of the tutorial. I usually do like walkthrough tutorials in my sessions. I will do that, but not as much, because I would like people to sign up for my class in November, where we're going to do hands-on tutorials. So again, it's in person. You're hanging out with your peers, you're learning, you're getting to meet some of the HR staff, getting to listen to these world-class speakers from around the country as well. So just get your tickets and come listen to both of us. And this is, an extended version of this at Engage.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you. And I see some people excited for the Engage conference. Jose, who I know is on the Engage advisory group, said super excited for the conference. Can't wait to see you both. And he said there's still tickets available, and we have the link in the comments. Please go take a look. Currently, right in this moment, between YouTube and Facebook, we have over 100 people tuned in. I'm curious, you guys, are you registered for the conference? Type it in and let us know, and I'll be looking to see who's registered for the conference. Just a couple comments came in. I'm happy I bought my ticket, got to invest in personal development. Teresa Hill said, Engage is going to be awesome. Highly recommend for you to take advantage of this in-person conference. And yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, again, invest in yourself, right? Not in another bag. Just invest in learning and learning about, marketing trends, what's going on in the industry. It's just so important to be there while it's all happening. We hear also from people that are not in town, inner loop, right? They're like, well, I don't get to go to all the events, and I don't get to see everybody at this event and that event. This is the one. This is the big one. This is the one here that you come and see all the staff, see world-class speakers, see your peers, and there's no excuse. It's here in Houston. It's really a really convenient location at the Norris Conference Center. Get your tickets. I know some people watching this spend more on a purse, so get your
and 5 hours of CE. It's approved for 5 hours of CE, and you get and the keynote speaker, you get to get a free book as well as a part of that. So there's a lot of benefits.
Yeah, sponsorship, passports. There's a raffle to visit the sponsorships. I mean, there's so much going on. It's going to be a great time. So if you're not there, you're missing out.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of across the country or across the industry, what video trends are you seeing across the industry that realtors in Houston should be paying attention to?
Yeah, so again, just trends covering what's happening in the industry, right? So a lot of information about what's happening with different brokerages, and there was so much happening last year with the lawsuits, and a lot of information was put out there. So just keeping up with what's happening in the industry and just daily things, right? So we're working on that and creating content that we could put out daily for all of you to know to be up to date on what's going on, to be up to date on what the industry is doing, following the right people, right? So going on social media and following all the right people to know what's happening. And it's that information, again, just letting you know the truth, not what the media say, not what your influencer cousin who wants to be a realtor has to say, but like what the real stats are on what's happening on home prices and interest rates, and just keeping you the most informed so you can keep your consumers informed with that information.
Love it. Are there any common mistakes that you see agents making with their video marketing?
Not doing it, so not using it at all. That's probably number one. The other ones, like I mentioned before, the audio and the lighting, those are big. I will immediately scroll past a video that I don't understand the audio or can see the lighting. So I'm just not even going to spend my time on it. A lot of we do include, I know in our videos, and some videos we do, some videos we don't. It all depends on the content. Is the captions. Remember that a lot of people are watching these videos silently. They're watching them, in line at the grocery store, at the doctor's office, and they may not be hearing your audio. So add some captions there. I see people just being too concerned with creating like just a ton of stuff for one day, or not putting it on one platform or the other because this is who follows me here. Like just try, it's the like throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks, right? So like you'll see what works later on, but giving it a try to see where you can put what and where you get the most engagement I think it's a mistake not trying all the platforms to see. I think also being afraid to try a new platform. I know there's a lot of people that, they're like, oh, I could never be on TikTok because it's just all dancing and kids and things like that. Well, if it's kids, there's someone watching you, right? There's people on there looking. So don't be afraid to get on these new platforms or new to you platforms to get a bigger audience as well.
Very good. Thank you. So you've mentioned the studio services a little bit, HAR TV services. Can you tell us more about the services and how members can book some time with you and what that entails?
Right. So you can visit our website and we'll put it up in the comments. And on our website, we have a good chunk of FAQs, which is our most common questions that we get. What should I wear? How should I write a script? What's the process like? We have a couple videos in there, Christian and I explaining, what type of services we provide. So you can book an appointment at Fort Bend, at Montgomery County, at Bay Area, or at Central. So for those who didn't know, we have a studio at each of our branch locations. I'm currently at the Fort Bend branch location, and this is my office here at the studio. But we can go to either one. I was just in Bay Area last week shooting. I shot 3 agent videos in Bay Area last Thursday. So we go to all locations, and you're welcome. They all have the same equipment as Central. I know a lot of people just feel really comfortable with Central, but we have heard that some people, can't come into Central because it's too far, or I really want to do videos, but you guys are so far away. I'm over in Richmond. So we have the Fort Bend location for that. So the process is, we try and make it as simple as possible. So we help you with your script writing. Again, like I said, in our FAQs, you can find information like templates that you could fill in the blanks or kind of change them up a little bit. We try and make you feel as comfortable as possible in the studio. And then we go through the process with you in here. We go through the editing. We finish your video, we post it on HAR for you, and then we give you the video so that you can use it on other platforms as well. So for the cost, which is $99 plus tax, I think that's pretty good. It's kind of like concierge video services. If you do want to do more videos, we can offer that as well. We have bulk pricing, and we can create those multiple videos for you as well. It'll take more time in the studio, and the editing will take a little longer, but that is a service that we offer as well.
And you provided us with an example, just a quick example video that I really think is beneficial for us to show. Can you tell us a little bit about this one?
Yeah, so Angel Foltz, she came in February, I believe, or it might be February, March, and we shot 40 videos. 40 for those who missed that. 40 videos, okay? Every video was about 30 seconds or less. And she covered every topic has to do with real estate, but she also covered some topics like what her favorite restaurants were, what side of Houston does she enjoy, dining in the most, what are her hobbies, and it was all to put out on her platform so that people can get to know her. Now, she reached out to me recently, and she's coming back to do 50 more. So obviously, those 40 have helped her on her platforms and helped with her audience and helped get the word out about her expertise and what she knows and who she is, that she's coming back and doing. She'll be doing a total of 90 in this year. So that's a lot, but it's beneficial. She saw the benefit and she's coming back to do more. So the one that we're going to show now, she's talking about one of her designations that she has and what she is an expert in. Now, we've talked about finding your niche, right? And making sure if veterans is what you do, then hone in on veterans. If you do relocation services, then talk about that. So you can talk about all of the topics, but if there's one that you're an expert in the most, I would recommend in creating the most content for that one. So video, I think she's talking about helping seniors with home buying. So we'll watch that.
Okay, let's take a quick look.
I love working with seniors so much. I have a instinct
Excuse
to
me.
help others. So working with seniors to downsize.
So I'm just going to ask you
closer to their grandbabies,
final
or
advice,
whatever their fabulous
and
plans
then if
for
there's
their
anything
home
else you
are.
want to mention,
It is a
you can do
real
it, and then I
pleasure
think
for
we're
me.
good to wrap.
I also have the senior residential real estate specialist designation, so I understand the specific nuances to their type of transaction.
Several people are like, I'm registered, I have my ticket. One person said no.
And I see my senior clients as another parent or grandparent that I
What's
adore and want to ensure is taken care of and set up for success in retirement.
Apologies if you guys heard us behind the scenes. I wanted to prepare Claudia for what I was going to ask her next because this has been such great information, and I'm glad to see so many people are registered for Engage. And those that aren't, click that link, go check it out. And we are excited for this conference coming up. Claudia, again, this has been such great information. Is there anything else that you want to share with us today, or advice that you have for people that are tuned in? Because this is, again, so helpful.
Yeah, just, obviously get started small on that equipment list that we sent out. Email us. We're at video@hr.com if you have any questions before you even want to get started. I actually recommend that. I prefer that you reach out to us and ask us all the questions you want before you book your appointment with us. That was a great example with Angel and her video for you to see the type of content that we can create, right? 30 seconds. There was B-roll in there of what she was talking about. There were captions. It was short. It had her her logo at the top at the beginning, her contact information at the end. Notice she didn't spend time introducing herself. That video has a time and place, right? You have an introduction video that you can create about yourself, but these are meant to be quick snippets that are being shown on her platforms where you already know who she is. You don't need to know her name or how long she's been in the business because she's just giving you information. So go ahead and go follow some of these people and see what they're doing so you can get ideas on the content that you want to do. Obviously, you don't want to replicate exactly what someone else is doing, but you can see what's trending and see what's going on, and you can add your own flair to it, right? You're your own person. Be authentic in your videos. Show who you are, and I promise that you'll see the benefits from it.
Very good. Well, thank you, Claudia, again, pardon me, for all of the information you've shared today. We did share a link to your upcoming class, The Power of AI and Video Editing. Hopefully people can go check that out. But most importantly, again, for this week, Engage this Thursday. You can still register at hr.com/engage. Come see Claudia's session and learn more from her there. But of course, all of the other amazing speakers that we will have this Thursday at Engage. And thank you again, Claudia, for your time today. This has been great.
All right. Thank you all. Remember to email me if you have any questions.
Very good. Well, before we go, I do want to mention that next week you actually just mentioned veterans, which I thought was funny, because next week we are going to hear from Alyssa Linton with VA Rep to hear about the great work they are doing and how we can better assist veterans who are buying and selling homes as we approach Veterans Day in just a couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to that session with her. And again, Claudia, thank you so much for your time. And I hope everyone has a wonderful week. We will see you at Engage. Bye-bye.